Chauncey Billups was directing traffic for them back in 2008 against Paul Pierce's Celtics, I might add.
Oh, I love beating Paul Pierce.
Bledsoe's three is off, and Kennard the rebound.
You'll take that if you're the Detroit Pistons. A pull-up three from Bledsoe.
And Jackson knocks one down for Detroit. And that's an area where the Bucks have dominated the first two games of this series. Fast break points, as well as in the paint, as Kennard shovels it in. Averaged more than 2 a game. Lopez, a deep one, is good.
And that's tough right there. I mean, he just stretches the defense. I mean, he does such a good job.
He's grimacing a bit. We'll keep a close eye on him. Bledsoe through the lane, lays it in, plus the foul.
And to me, the second most important player on this roster is Eric Bledsoe.
Bledsoe, wicked crossover, and the finish.
What I'm telling you.
Already a couple of rejections. Another try for Drummond here. Jackson will fire and hit. Griffin spins in the corner. He got it. Wayne Ellington from three. Timeout, Milwaukee. Largest scoring differential for the first two games of any playoff series in NBA history. Ilyasova buries the three out of the timeout, ending the 6-0 run. Jackson looking to take Middleton. Ellington will pull and hit.
Blake Griffin, who we know is a great facilitator.
Ellington had struggled from three the first two games, not so far tonight. And it hasn't been a struggle for Ilyasova either.
Always a mistake. Maybe you have to switch the pick and roll. There's certain things that you could do to change how they play.
Sly move from Blake Griffin.
He handles like a point guard. He facilitates like a point guard in their offense.
His playmaking just has continued to evolve. Ilyasova has another.
And we talked about this, Andre Drummond here at the scorers table. You have Brook coming back in, another great shooter.
Griffin finds the open man, Drummond. Ish Smith will use speed more than shot. Middleton hits a three. Malcolm Brogdon still out, expected back in the second round should Milwaukee advance. Lopez to the rim.
And that's something that Coach Bud talked about.
Meanwhile, Detroit has missed its last 9 shots. In the corner, Mirotic hits the three. And they have shooters from all angles. DJ Wilson trying to hang with Griffin. Griffin finishes in the foul. Griffin goes tumbling. No whistle. Detroit retains possession. Jackson kicks. Corner three is good for Galloway.
Very nice play right there by Reggie Jackson. Watch there. Blake Griffin backs all the way off of Giannis.
Nice delivery inside. And another chance for three for Blake Griffin. Shot clock down to 8. Adetokounmpo, the Euro step and the glide to the rim.
And that's the problem when you back so far off of him. He's 1 or 2 steps away from Euro stepping, and that was a layup. He could maybe dunk that.
Griffin connects.
Welcome back, Blake.
Adetokounmpo will fire. Short. Rebound right back to him. That's more his game.
There you go right there. I mean, 3-point shot. You don't get the rebound.
Meanwhile, in Utah, the Jazz will look to get on the board next here on ESPN. Nice delivery, Lopez to Ilyasova.
It's a long game, Double R. It's a long game.
Just his second playoff series. Swept by Cleveland a few seasons ago. Is Lopez winning that battle.
They need a better effort from him.
Didn't put his hands up either. As Hill buries the three and Dwayne Casey needs a timeout. He is furious.
You know, talking to them, I mean, they've been pretty good, but they haven't won a playoff series together.
Drummond squeezes it in off the delivery from Griffin.
I don't like hearing that last stat.
Oh, yeah. You weren't used to that.
Oh, no.
At three, softly lays for Brook Lopez.
What it was?
It was.
It's a lot of games in the playoffs,
That's
man.
right. Kennard gets the whistle and hits the righty floater. Middleton with Drummond switched on him, and Drummond's going to get called for the foul, and a three-point play opportunity as Middleton connects on the jumper. Spins inside, lost it. Lopez got hit. No call. Bledsoe able to spin it in off the window.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he plays defense.
The Bucks as a team do. Ellington hits the three. Able to create some space from Mirotic. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Lopez again putting it on the deck and laying it in. 15 for the big finish.
There's a foul that happens.
Ish Smith circling, accelerating, and finding Maker. Used to get Sean to open up their facility sometimes at 2 in the morning after road trips. As Antetokounmpo lays it in, there's Sean sitting down after watching his former area. They dominated in the regular season and the first 2 games of this series. As Jackson lays it in, another delivery from Griffin.
Blake is not moving as well this half, Double R. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah. Bledsoe rocks the rim. A couple months ago, in season, Bledsoe, the catch and the finish.
2 dunks in a row by Bled. I'm so proud. I knew that he would be special in this league, but I'll be honest, there were times where he didn't even know. I would have to convince him. Nice shot by Blake Griffin right there.
It was back and forth, but in the final moments of the second quarter, Milwaukee really took control. They've continued it here in the third. Griffin! Oh, what a finish in the foul! He has the last 6 Pistons points. Bledsoe has the last 6 Bucks points. Middleton ends that.
You can't have a lot of empty possessions, in particular in a row.
Middleton, truth on a 3.
Oh, you can't let me Bucks fans in this Detroit building.
Just a few. Mirotic off a set play, and he immediately pointed to Mike Budenholzer on the bench.
They rush to their spots. They get there. They're disciplined. I mean, they just a good basketball team.
And they played like it thus far. Pretty incredible. Nice look to the corner from Antetokounmpo, and the 3 is good for Brown.
Defense is picked up.
Griffin loses it. 4-on-2 developing. Brown on the attack. Galloway, meanwhile, 1 of 6 from 3 in this game. Smith the blow by and the lay. Meanwhile, Blake Griffin, you saw, is a little bit gimpy after that last possession. He's still in as Lopez smoothly to the rim. Giannis getting a breather for Milwaukee. Jackson lines it up and knocks it down. Reggie Jackson's third 3 of the game. Jackson leads it and Drummond finishes it. The 17 seasons without a playoff series win, longest in the NBA. Drummond oops the alley. Griffin on the bench now for the Pistons. Antetokounmpo into the paint and the soft touch. 6-12 in game 2, 14-9 so far tonight. Ish Smith. Nice delivery, and eventually it ends with the Drummond flush.
I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
Middleton lays it in from Giannis.
And I also think that
in downtown Detroit for their first playoff game ever at Little Caesars Arena, this place was fired up early in this game. So a lot of good still to come for this Pistons team.
They're playing against a better team, Ryan.
Yep.
I mean, they really are. This team swept them in the regular season, and now there will be 3 times in a row in the playoffs. Right.
Smith hits the 3. It will count. Game over. Milwaukee on a mission, taking care of business. They take a commanding 3-0 series lead with a 119-103 win over the Pistons here in Game 3.